Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll update you on the nationally top 5 ranked Ferris State men's basketball squad. We'll check in with Bulldog women's basketball, and we'll end it with Ferris State hockey. We'll start first, though, with Bulldog basketball, and joined by the head coach, Andy Bronkema. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Robert.
Obviously, your team continues to roll along, 21 overall, first place in the GLIAC right now at 10-1, and certainly you like to have those records on your side here at this stage of the season.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, that's where you want to be. You want to be in first place and control your own destiny, and we do right now. So plenty of challenges ahead, and we look forward to those challenges.
Talk about the progress that's been made since early in the season. Obviously, a lot of guys coming back from last year, and how they've kind of mixed together here at this point of the season.
Yeah, we're mixing together. We've had a couple different injuries. We had a little flu bug, and we've had some different things that have kept us apart, and now we're all the pieces are available now. So we're looking to catch a pretty good rhythm, and this year's team is got a lot of returners, but it's not the same as last year's team. A different dynamic, and to be honest, we're still figuring all of that out, and hopefully we better figure it out soon because I think there's nine regular season games left.
This past week, hit the road as you took on Purdue Northwest and Grand Valley State. We'll go to the highlights first of the Purdue Northwest game on Thursday, and a team that you're facing for the first time here in the GLIAC.
Yeah, we welcomed them to the conference, and it was fun to study them and to figure out who they were and what their style was, and I thought they played great against us. And they have some real talented players, a couple big-time seniors and a nice freshman, and some pieces around them. So they played hard, made a lot of shots, and had us scrambling for a while, but we just were able to get a nice road victory in the GLIAC, and you'll take those all day long.
Noah King here with a three-point shot, a guy that's been shooting the ball very well for you.
Yep, Noah knows he can shoot it when he's open, and when he's not open, he's he can pass it. So he's playing with confidence and knocking those shots down, and they're a lot easier when you're open. So we tell him to shoot when he's open. You can see some of the highlights here. I mean, most of these shots, there's a little pressure there. That's probably why it missed, but nice tip in. Instant replay right here. But yeah, open shots, they go in a lot more, and we've been having a hard time covering some of those three-point shots. We got to do a better job of that.
Obviously, Purdue Northwest, a team that didn't have a great record coming in, but a team that was much better than maybe the record would indicate.
Oh, most definitely, and then playing them on the road, and they've been in a lot of close games, and I think a 14-point victory here was the largest margin of defeat they've had in a while. And they keep getting better, and they get a feel for what the GLIAC's like, and that's the difference between a at the time 19-1 team and a 1-17 team. There's really not that much of a difference, and that's just the crazy thing about basketball.
Cushingberry knocking down that last shot, had 23 points to lead you, and able to knock down some big free throws as you went down the stretch.
Yeah, well, they were pressuring up, so there's not much of a choice but for Drew just to try to go around them and start to create just like he did here, and that's what he's good at. So we're plenty comfortable with having him just go with the ball, and people open up on the perimeter, he'll hit them, or otherwise he'll go in and maybe get to the free throw line or finish a layup.
92-78 the final score is. You won the first game on the road trip, you came back home, and then obviously a big game on Saturday night, the West Michigan rivalry against Grand Valley State.
Yeah, I got home, I think it was 2 in the morning, and then checked on the guys, make sure they get to their 8 a.m.s, 9 a.m.s, and they did good there, but prepared for the rivalry, short notice, and just short turnaround with the Thursday, Saturday format, and fortunately we know a lot about Grand Valley, they know a lot about us, not a lot has changed with the coaching staffs or the style of play, and some veteran players on each side, so it was a fun preparation, and I thought we did a good job, and we're ready to go.
As we go to the highlights, obviously not only battling Grand Valley State, but a tough crowd, and certainly a type of game your guys look forward to playing in.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great atmosphere. There's no doubt about it, and our fans show up to this game in numbers too, which is a lot of fun. We had a great support and a great showing, and Grand Valley was very aggressive at the beginning, came out firing and hitting some great shots, and I thought they played well. I want to give them a lot of credit. I just thought we had some poise and made plays down the stretch and got the job done.
Grand Valley coming in, a team that was playing with a lot of momentum, coming off a big win over Lake Superior.
A big win. Anytime you can beat Lake Superior, that's a huge win, because they're such a talented team. And I think they won 7 of their last 8, and having them at home. And to me, they were settling into a pretty solidified rotation, and the roles of their guys kind of solidified with with Miles being more aggressive, taking some shots, and the freshmen stepping up, and the rotation of bigs, and I like their team, and I knew it was going to be a big challenge, and we stepped up to it.
Obviously down 1 at halftime, but you came out in the second half, got off to a quick start in the second half to kind of take the lead.
Yeah, well, typically, Grand Valley's a grinded out, half-court defensive team, and we were able to put this in the full court, and they participated in that, and they did real well at it. But you just hope that over the course of the 40 minutes that being a little bit more of our style, it would prevail. Hunter Hale caught fire there for a stretch, and part of that was my fault, just having maybe the wrong defenses in at the time. But like I said, we were comfortable with how the game was going up and down, and these guys just needed to make plays, and they did.
Obviously, you talked about Grand Valley being aggressive. Your guys were as well. Noah King with a 3 here, but able to knock down. You had a big advantage at the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, we're a positioning defensive team, and they're a lay on you type of defensive team. And I thought we attacked well and drew some fouls, and so we were able to get to the free throw line more, and that did help out in the end.
This week, a big game coming up again. Doesn't get any easier as you play Lake Superior State. Obviously, 1 game behind you in the GLIAC North, and the team that's handed you your only loss coming up here on Saturday.
Yep, been able to review that film already, and saw some things that maybe we can improve on. But the bottom line is the best team that day will win, and it's just going to be a 50-50 game, maybe 51-49 because we're at home in Wink Arena.
Obviously, you know Lake Superior State very well as well, and what will be some keys here for your team on Saturday?
I think anybody would say the keys are, just slowing down their star point guard. I mean, he's extremely talented, really fun to watch and prepare for, and such a competitor. And then putting a high hand up on 3-point shooters, just trying not to lose them. I mean, they have great spacing, and they have a great system where they're finding shooters, and if you put too much attention in one area, then somebody's going to burn you. So we just have to, put a high hand up. You don't want to shoot if I'm like this, Robert. But if I'm this far away from you, you're gonna light me up. And you've done that before in noon ball. But so I just got vivid memories of, low hands and bad coverage. So we got to get on them, and that'll be the goal.
Obviously, you started a 3-game homestand. 11-0 at home would have been some keys to playing well here at home inside Wink Arena.
There's always lots of keys, but the number one key is just to have good players. We have great players. They try hard, they listen well, they prepare hard. They've developed since they've been here, and they're unselfish. So all those qualities are the key. And I love our team. We got good players, and that's why we've won a lot of games.
Goals here for the final month of the regular season is you obviously have a lot in front of you here as you look toward the postseason. Yeah,
goals to be the best that we can be. To reach our full potential. We don't know how high that ceiling is. Obviously, if things are available, we want them. So regular season's available, so we want that. Number 1 seed for the tournament's available. We want that. We want to win the tournament. We want the number 1 seed in the region. We want to win the region, win the national championship. It's all available. It's available to a lot of teams right now. So a lot of teams should be talking that way and going for those goals, and we're one of them.
Obviously, this year, 4th straight year with 20 wins or more. I asked you this the other night, but talk about what that means.
I just, hit replay. It means we got great players. I mean, and it means that they've been able to develop and mature here at Ferris State, at the university, and the structure that we have and the things that we can offer them. So great players for, extended period of time. That Noah King, Drew Cushenberry, Hankins, Marquise, that class, Meacham. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody, but that class has come through and won a ton of games, and we put bodies around them that complement them, and we just have outstanding student athletes, and I'm just happy that we have really good players. It makes us look good.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the great start to the year. Best of luck Saturday as you host Lake Superior State.
Thanks.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
The need for experienced educators is greater than ever. Ferris State University's School of Education is here to fulfill that need. At Ferris, students have the opportunity to choose from over 20 focuses while gaining first-hand field experience. Ferris State University, preparing the next generation of teachers who will shape the young minds of the future. For more information, go to ferris.edu/education.
Wow. You can get a 14-inch pizza with 1 topping for only $5.99 at Mancino's.
Action.
Hi, I'm Tony Presimoli from Tony's Basement Pizzeria, and our pizza is not that terrible. We may not have a 14-inch for $5.99, or great daily specials like a grinder combo for $6.99 with chips and a drink, or a small calzone combo. I also can't compete with the 10% discount that Ferris students have. You know what? I quit. If you want quality food, call Mancino's.
At Ferris State University, be a provider. Be an investigator. What do you want to be? Be a Bulldog! Visit ferris.edu today.
Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Bulldog women's basketball, joined by head coach Kendra Faustin. Coach, welcome back to the show for the first time this semester.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
Busy week this past week on the road as you took on Purdue Northwest, Grand Valley State, and able to get a split and obviously playing some good basketball here in the second half of the year.
Yeah, I think I think the last couple of weeks we've been playing really well, and we had a nice homestand as well, where I thought we played really well and went on the road and did the same thing. We're really sharing the ball right now, really coming together as a group, solidifying, our identity, I think, is really clear, and, really happy with our progress.
Obviously, some young kids, some freshmen that have seen a lot of playing time,
Yeah.
and this stage of the year really developing into more like a second-year player with the way they're playing.
No question, and, the experience that Shania Huggins and Adrian Anderson and even Kelsey Wyman earlier in the year, even though she's not playing now because of injury, but those three have really helped us take some huge steps forward.
This past week, taking on Purdue Northwest on Thursday night, and as we get ready to go to the highlights, first ever matchup, and didn't know a whole lot about them coming into the conference season.
Yeah, had no idea, never been there. Nice place, good team. They're losing a lot of close games. I don't know that we particularly started well, but I think second through fourth quarter was really positive.
Able to get out to the early lead here and kind of back and forth here in this first half before you eventually take a 9-point halftime lead.
Yeah, I think our press helped us with that, and we've been using our press a little intermittently, and it's we're good for a couple of steals and quick baskets, and with certain lineups, like at particular at the end of this game. We could put some really athletic lineups out there, and I think that's when we, really pull away.
Lily George right there with the basketball to Lexi Bush. Both of those players have been shooting the ball well for you.
Yes. I thought Lexi responded really well in the Grand Valley game. In the second half, she really shot the ball well. Lily George, since we have come back from Christmas, has just been gaining confidence, and she's in what we call the zone, and she's been really good.
9-point halftime lead and really able to extend it with a big third quarter here, able to put up 34 points here in a quick up and down third quarter of action.
Yeah, no question. I think it was fun to watch. Well, at least it was for me, and I think our players thought it was fun to play. But we're really moving the ball well, and that's how we're scoring a lot of points. Our pressure, and then making the extra pass. We're getting high percentage shots, and we're knocking them down.
Obviously, Rachel McInerney had another big game for you, but you got players like Riley Blair, Abby Knackfor off the bench that had a nice game here.
Abby had a huge game, and Rachel didn't play much in the second half. She got hurt, and she didn't play much in the second half. And I thought our team responded really well to that. Our leading scorer and our captain out, and we kept going, and you could see Margot Brown. It was really nice too to get some players that are really good players that work really hard, that allow us. I think the reason in January that we can get better is because the players who aren't getting minutes on the floor in games, they value their role, they work hard in practice, and they push us to be even better. And the level of respect that our team has for our players and their roles that don't necessarily show on game day, I think is what makes our program pretty special.
94-68 at the final score. Then you come back home. You travel to Grand Valley State on Saturday night, and obviously a big game in terms of the rivalry, as it always is.
Yeah, no question. It's great going down to Purdue Northwest because you gain an hour, and then coming home seemed pretty late. But yeah, we had a night game the next day, so we shot around. We did some good things. I thought the Grand Valley game, we had some really good spurts. You know, the first quarter was solid. The second quarter was, if we could skip it, we would. You know, we gave up some easy threes, some O boards, and we didn't finish particularly well. And then I thought we came out of halftime and did some really good things. Certainly we scored really well in the second half. You know, I think our players made some good adjustments and our staff, and you know, got it going a little bit.
Obviously, we see right here second quarter of action. You mentioned was kind of the quarter that hurt you. They really shot the ball well from the outside in that second quarter.
Yeah, I think they hit 3 threes or 2 or 3 threes in the second quarter. You know, and that right there, you just saw Shania with her runner. That's what we really needed. She came in and gave us some great minutes, and then you see the steal that right there before halftime to get us some momentum going forward.
33-19 at halftime. We'll see the Bulldogs, they'll come out here in the third quarter. Lexi Bush really got you going.
Yeah, I think for Lexi to have the first half that she had and come and have the second half that she had is a testament to her her leadership, her mental toughness, her desire. I mean, she's a remarkable young woman, and she responded, you know, better than we could ask.
Obviously, able to cut it back into single digits here with another big three here, but they were able to make enough plays to kind of extend that lead.
Yeah, I think they made big plays down the stretch. I mean, they're a really good team. There is no question. They're really talented. They're really big. They rebound really well at every spot, and they can shoot it. And I thought we did a good job on Parmley, and we lost some of their guards. And you know, with them, sometimes it's pick your poison. You can't key in on one player because, you know, some other kids are capable of scoring, certainly.
You mentioned the size. Obviously, they had the advantage inside. Battled some injuries on the inside, and really leaves Rachel as your one true post player down there, Lo. Yeah,
you know, we miss Brian, and you know, she'll be back, and we feel good about that. But you know, she had a concussion, and what we don't do is mess around with your head. So we just, you know, that's what it was, and we'll be back, and Rachel will be healthy, and we'll be in a good place, ready to, you know, start another run.
This week, taking on Lake Superior State, a team you've seen once before and played once before. Got a full week to prepare. Just talk about the matchup on Saturday.
Yeah, you know, they're tough. They're a really scary team. I don't think their record says that, but you know, they can shoot it, and their post player inside. I mean, literally, we do everything we can to stop her from going left, and it just keeps happening, and it happens, you know, to everybody in the league. And so they play really hard. They're really physical inside. So we'll have our work cut out for us.
Obviously, a 3-game homestand starting up this Saturday. A chance here as you take on these teams for the second time, maybe to make a run here as you look toward the GLIAC.
Yeah, tournament. You say 3-game homestand, and I start smiling. Yeah, I mean, we have Lake State, and then we have Saginaw and Northwood coming in. And I think those are all games that, you know, we can play well against those teams, and we'll let the outcome take care of itself.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs this coming week as you host Lake Superior on Saturday at 3.
Thanks, Robert.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.
At Ferris State University, be a designer. Be an informer. Be a maker. Visit ferris.edu today.
Cuts back to the right side, breaks a tackle, touchdown!
Allowing the dynamo. Mackin shoots and scores! Corey Mackin off the rebound!
Run to Williams, back to Cusingberry, three-pointer up and good!
GLIAC tournament champion.
Ferris State with a huge win! Come rise with us. For more information, visit ferrisstatebulldogs.com.
At Ferris State University, we're more than our student-to-faculty ratio.
More than our variety of programs, our internship rate,
or our number of student organizations.
Here, you're never just a number.
You can be yourself and be focused on your goals.
Be inspired every day and be ready for tomorrow.
Be a Bulldog. Go to ferris.edu.
Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog hockey. And with us, head coach Bob Daniels. And Coach, welcome to the show for the first time this semester.
Good to be on. Thanks, Rob.
Obviously, I know some of the results here as of late, maybe not what you wanted, but certainly a lot in front of you here with plenty of implications here over the next month of the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. We're right in the thick of a playoff race now. We've got to secure our spot. We haven't done that yet. We've got a nice 7-point cushion, so that's good news. The bad news is we've been on the wrong side of the scoreboard here in the second semester. And, you know, this past weekend's games, I thought we played pretty well. Certainly from a defensive standpoint, I thought we did. We've got to find ways to create some more goal scoring. Was not a ton of opportunities for either team, but just, you know, outside of the results, there's plenty of positives to take from this weekend, build on those, and then start looking at ways to create more offense. And I thought coming to the show today, I was kidding around with associate coach Drew Famlack. I said, oh, this will be fun. I'll just go on and blame the officials. But that's not the case. They did a good job. I was just kidding around. But, you know, there are areas that we're concerned with, but, you know, there is plenty of hockey in front of us and time to correct it.
As we go to some of the highlights, we'll start off on Friday night, taking on Bemidji State, and a team that obviously had a great year last year and right in the middle of a playoff race as well.
Yeah, they are, and you know, they're more of in a hunt for home ice battle right now, where we're, you know, regrettably in a position where we just got to battle to make sure we get into the playoffs. This game here, you know, it's interesting. Both were played very physical at a very frantic pace. Both teams, you know, and there wasn't a lot of penalties in either game. We will take a couple of penalties in the second night. One particularly that I thought was, you know, really hurt our chances. But the games were really hotly contested, and that's one of the things I liked about our team. We were very aggressive. We pursued the puck. We really gave very little ground ourselves. So all in all, it was good hockey. We just ended up on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
You mentioned a physical series and obviously a scoreless first period here on the opener on Friday night before we'll see Bemidji State get the first goal here in the second period.
Yeah, you can see we're getting good chances. After watching the tape of the game, I thought we ended up with the better scoring chances on the night, the more opportune, you know, the better grade A opportunities. Now, we didn't get a ton of them, but we didn't give up a ton either. While, you know, there was quite a few shots, very few were of really any great quality. Here's nothing. You can see only 5 minutes to go in the second period, and that was more of a blown back check there. You don't really see it, but one of our guys that was supposed to come back and have that third guy picked up didn't come back as hard as he should have. And but when you're playing a team like Bemidji that's not going to give us a lot of opportunities, you can see we get a couple good looks here. Boy, you can't have a slip up. And here's probably the only other real mistake defensively made. We had two guys go to one puck there, left the guy open back door, and they were able to convert. But, you know, as we talk to the guys between games, there's not a lot of room for error when you're playing a team that's as defensively sound as Bemidji is. And, well, again, I thought we played a pretty good game, and I actually, in some respects, I thought we outplayed Bemidji that night. Their goalie was good, and we ended up on the wrong side of a 2-0 score.
Came back on Saturday night, taking on the Beavers again. What were some of the differences between Friday's game, maybe to Saturday's game?
Not too much. We tweaked our forecheck a little bit, and we threw in a couple different offensive zone face-off plays. But, you know, there's not going to be a secret. We had to do more of the same we knew they were going to do. They weren't going to make many changes. They were going to be stifling and strong defensively. We have to be too. And while we like to open it up, but if you start to riverboat gamble against them, you're just playing into their hands.
As we go to some of the highlights, you got off to a quick start here on Saturday night, as we'll see. Wearing the gold jerseys here, Lucas Finner will get the first goal here for the Bulldogs, his second of the year.
Yeah, well, before we get to that, we get a hit from behind here, and that's the, you know, that's what we're trying to eliminate. Now, I thought 19 did a good job. Once he saw him turn his back, there's Lucas Finner's goal. But once he turned his back, I thought 19 did a real good job of trying to lay off, but he was already committed to it.
Here, Bemidji State will try to get the equalizer, but not able to do so just yet, but they'll get it right here.
Yeah, they did there. That's one that you can see he's almost on the goal line. That's one I know Justin Campmaster would like to have back. And in a series where it was going to be as hard fought and hard to score, that's a tough pill for us to swallow. While he had a good game, he did let in 2 goals there that I felt he should have had and he normally would.
1-1 after the opening period and getting some chances here, but obviously Michael Bitzer had a big weekend for them.
He did, and he got a little help from the crossbar on that last shot by Maloney. But he's good. Here's a couple nice saves by Kapelmaster. So he did have some very good saves, but you know, like I say, this goal here, another one, probably not screened really. One, you know, would like to see him have.
1-goal game going into the third. What were some of the big keys here in the third period?
Well, keep doing what we were doing. We were creating chances. You can see, you know, we had play down in their end. Now, yeah, you can see their guy's going to get a slashing penalty here, and we go on the power play. We didn't convert on it, but then as soon as it's over, we get another check from behind. Once you see the player's numbers, you just can't do that. That's, you know, guy might have embellished it a little bit. It ended up being a 5-minute major with 8 minutes to go in a 1-goal game. And not only did they score on the power play to go up 3-1, but what really hurts us in that is that we lost 5 minutes of attack time. And so, you know, that's something where when your teams are winning and things are going well, we just don't have penalties like that. And that's the second time Mitch Maloney's done that. Like 2 weeks ago in a 2-2 game with Bowling Green, he is another 5-minute major with about 8 minutes to go, and we ended up on the wrong side of that. So, you know, part of it is Mitch is a very aggressive player, and he, you know, when he commits to those checks, but he's played long enough to know that, hey, you've got to be under control yourself as you're going to make that hit, that if the player's numbers you see them, you've got to hold off. And years ago, they used to not call that. They said it was up to the player that turned his back. It was his responsibility, but that's not the case anymore. And I'm glad they made this change. It's a dangerous game when you get hit head first into those boards. That's when some serious injuries could occur. So something we've got to talk to Mitch about, that's got to stop. He's got to be, he's in charge of being in control when he's going in for that hit. And if it appears like the numbers, you may see the number, you've just got to hold off.
This week, obviously, here running out of time, but Michigan Tech and expecting another hard-fought series this weekend.
Oh, yeah. No, it will be. Tech will be a little different style of team. They're still very good defensively, but maybe, you know, somewhat similar in styles to Bemidji, but they're probably a little bit more offensive-minded than maybe what Bemidji is.
Well, Coach, best of luck to the Bulldogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for Ferris Sports Update. Follow all the action at ferrisstatebulldogs.com.